A whole lot has happened since the last time we talked about Fallout 76. And man, like I keep wanting to root for this game because there's enough there to root for it. But just like all news is bad news.
It's just like the Catholic Church. Just like any news you're hearing these days about Fallout 76, you don't want to keep reading about that headline. It's just not. It's just it's bad because I feel bad personally because I love some of Bethesda's other games that have come out, and I really like the IPs they're in control of. But this game, there's more since the last time we talked about it.
Yeah, just everything that seems to come from it ends up being bad stuff. Like okay, so they had another update. It's a much smaller update, took much less time to download, fixed a couple of bugs, increased your stash limits. Finally we got that. But then like it introduced more bugs. There's still like crashing and disconnecting from servers. And then not only that, but there was like the stuff that they told us about. And this is the biggest problem. It's like they told us about some of this stuff, but then there's other stuff that was in there that they didn't tell us about. It's just that like people played the game and discovered it. Like things that change the gameplay in a way that make it more tedious and more grindy. Like stuff doesn't last as long and it takes longer to farm things and it takes longer to gather resources and just that's all things that are wrong with this game. It's stuff that gets in the way of being able to play the game.
I just don't think it had as much passion behind the project to make sure it was made to a high degree. And like we said in the last time we talked about Fallout 76, I completely, you play through Skyrim, you play through Fallout 3, you're going to find bugs and glitches, even in the latest versions of the games. It's not something, with these massive open world games, even that aren't made by Bethesda, you'll accept a certain amount of bugginess because that's just the scale of what they're doing.
It makes it makes Breath of the Wild all that more impressive.
Oof. That game is
like in terms of open world games, like that should be like that's a type of gold standard right there for sure.
It was amazing.
And this game, like, okay, so I played it a lot on that first week, on launch week, leading up to the big update and all that, and a little bit after the big update. And for the most part, didn't have that many problems as far as glitches go. I've got to say, like, here recently, I've definitely had a whole lot more of that kind of stuff happen. It's getting to the point that it's like it's starting to mess with my experience of it, and it's starting to try my patience a little bit. Like it's not too late. Like they definitely can do what they said they were gonna do, but this last bug, and they got called out on it because I mean, like, hey, we're sitting here talking about it now because they got called out on it. Mm-hmm. They have responded to it, and they keep promising to be more transparent. And I just say that I've heard this all before, but from Movie Pass.
Yeah, seriously.
And it was just like the same kind of shit where this deal just keeps getting worse all the time.
Worse all the time. Pray I don't alter it any further.
But not only that, and this didn't affect me because I just got the standard version of the game. I was like, I'm not getting the special edition until I know more about what it is I'm getting. But I'll drop for the regular version. Mm-hmm. But apparently, if you did get the $200 bonus edition, like complete with all future DLC, a power armor helmet, and a quote unquote canvas bag.
Oh, the canvas bag.
Not only was that a whole thing.
Oh boy.
But you also, there's a chance that your data could have been leaked during a temporary breach because of one of these last updates. The customer service site for Bethesda and for Fallout 76, and this is according to Bethesda. I don't know how accurate what they're telling us is. Like, for all I know, they're just trying to do what they said and be as transparent as possible. And if so, bravo. But tighten the fuck up. This is terrible that this happened. 123 customers who bought this system, their info was leaked for roughly 45 minutes before they were able to correct the situation and all that. Apparently, it's things like names, email, address, no full like credit card numbers.
Last four.
No access to. I mean, yeah, still a big deal. No access to. Like to any personal accounts that already had that kind of stuff on it. Like it was just that kind of information. But it's like if we're giving them a pass because all this stuff didn't leak, just I don't know, do they deserve a pass for that? Because that seems like a lot of stuff to leak.
That was bad to happen, and yeah, like it's not the worst information to be out there, but any information leaked on the internet, especially by such a major company, like this isn't a group of like 7 people in a small office rented out
this
that's
is one of the
making an
biggest
indie
game
game.
developers that there are.
So they probably have whole teams of people that manage their websites and their different forums and stuff. And that was and it's just kind of like just a snowball going down a hill that just keeps getting bigger and bigger. It was like this was after
if they didn't have enough problems. Now
it was after the canvas bag gate.
Yeah,
like
and the canvas bag and like okay, so that leads into the last part of what I wanted to talk about is that they promised these canvas bags. They showed off these canvas bags. Then nobody got any kind of bag, and they were like, well, where's our bag? It's like, oh, well, we couldn't afford the bag. And they were like, well, what do you mean you couldn't afford the bag? We saw the bag over here. It's like, oh, well, it's not that we couldn't afford it. It was like that we couldn't get this material to make the bag. Like,
it was such a mess.
Well, what do you mean? Just give us something. It's like, okay, well, here's a nylon bag. It's like, this nylon bag sucks. I don't want this bullshit.
It looked
sucks.
wrinkly. And even worse, I heard that like they had given some like Instagram influencers like really nice, the actual nice canvas bags that were in the picture. They had given those to people who were going to promote it on social media.
Well, as shitty of a thing as that is, I wouldn't be that surprised that a company would do that. But
did not include the bag.
But they mailed out the shitty nylon canvas bags to people, and then they started complaining about the shitty nylon canvas bags. And then they said, oh, I'm so sorry about that. Here's $5 worth of our fake online currency that you can use in our shop that doesn't mean anything.
Yeah. Oh, they're just like the people who bought the premium edition of Fallout 76 are getting it the most.
Yeah.
It's kind of like...
Yeah, we're all getting it, but they're getting it the most.
Yeah, it's like the more money you gave this company, the worse it is for you. and I know it was Black Friday. Black Friday happened a few weeks after the game was launched. But the fact that the game is now retailing for like $30, you can buy it on sale for $30. I mean, this is a new Bethesda game. It shouldn't be dropping that low that fast.
Well, I mean, just the fact like that the sales were down so much from Fallout 4. And I mean, granted, Fallout 4 is like their highest selling product that they've ever put out, but still, like it was a pretty big drop from Fallout 4. And I mean, they got to be trying to correct that. They want people playing their game. Like, I mean, that's how they make money is by moving the merchandise. And if people aren't playing, then. I mean, honestly, I'd be happy if they could just do something with 76 because, like, I mean, I still agree with what I said last time where there is hope for a good game in this. It's just going to take a lot of work from Bethesda because they released a game that's not finished. Mm-hmm. So if they can put in the effort to finish the game relatively soon, I mean, the holiday season, I'm sure is a big deal for them. There's a reason why games come out and like they drop in November.
Yeah, definitely.
Like. So here they have an opportunity to do stuff. They've gone the Movie Pass route, and they've promised to tell us more stuff. We'll see if they keep doing that.
Yeah, I hope the best for them. I hope they do. I hope they turn it. They have a lot of other projects coming out. They're a massive company. I would like to see the Fallout franchise handled a lot better in the future.
Yeah.
I mean, it's clearly not Fallout 5 yet. They made it clear coming out.
Well, this was never going to be Fallout 5.
Exactly. They made that clear before it ever came out, but this is still not, like you said last time, this is not a No Man's Sky, but I'd say it's more like a Sea of Thieves, which came out for the Xbox.
I've heard that comparison made.
Yeah, and I think it's more like that. It's like a good game that came out. It just, like you said, it wasn't finished, and it just doesn't deliver the impact that one hopes from a studio like Bethesda, who's put out some of the most quintessential games. I mean, come on, lots of people say some of their games are the best ever made.
I mean, they've put out some great stuff. Like, I mean, my first Fallout game was New Vegas, and then I immediately went to 3 just because I had to have more time in the Wasteland. Mm-hmm. Anxiously waited for 4 to drop, and when it did, it wasn't exactly what I was hoping for, but it was fun enough. And I play this game because it still feels like wandering in the Wasteland. It still feels like exploring new grounds and everything. But people aren't lying when they say it feels empty. I mean, no NPCs is a problem. I mean, honestly, that's one of the smaller problems. If they could fix this whole plethora of problems over here, and then maybe we can have some NPCs later on down the road, that'd be a start. But But I just like, more than anything, I don't want this to tarnish the brand of Fallout. Because like once you tarnish a brand, you kind of have to take a step away from it and let it breathe for a little bit before you can do something else. And that might mean that in 10 years we get an amazing Fallout 5, but I don't want to wait 10 years for Fallout 5.
That's so long from now.
Yeah, I don't want to wait till then. So I don't know. That's just how I feel about it. But what do you guys think? Do you guys have any strong feelings for or against Fallout 76? We'd love to know what you think. Just let us know down below. Hit us up across the webs and all that good stuff.